Fala galera da vgBR, Bernardo aqui, eu tô falando com o Chris Alderson, ele é o Senior Character Artist de Destiny, e eu vou fazer umas perguntas aqui sobre o jogo para ver como é que tá na VGS 2013. So, Chris, tell us a little bit about the setting of the game so people who don't know it yet can get to know it.
Yeah, well, the story goes, you play as a guardian of the last safe city on Earth. It's all that remains of our golden age of civilization when our colonies span the solar system. Then something tried to stamp us out, something tried to destroy humanity. And if it wasn't for the safety of the Traveler, all would have been lost. The Traveler, which you may have seen, is the big sphere that came down from who knows where. It's a mystery, it's right there. And we've built a city underneath it to protect us. And we've learned to manifest the powers of the Traveler and use those abilities to go back out into space, reclaim our lost colonies, defeat our enemies, and get sweet rewards that change the way your player looks and fights over time.
That's pretty cool. And the game has this whole multiplayer feel to it. It closely resembles MMO, but you guys develop your own term for it, right?
Yeah, well, it is a first-person shooter first and foremost. We created a game that we wanted to make, and there's an activity for every mood. So we do have a compelling single-player campaign. We have cooperative modes like strikes and raids, and we have competitive multiplayer, which I think I can't talk about it too much, but we're really excited to show people. You're a player, you are the hero in Destiny. You create a pivotal character to the story, and yeah, by defeating enemies, completing missions, you become stronger the more you play.
Okay, that's pretty good. And also, you said about single-player command. So the game is going to be playable offline if a person doesn't have an internet connection.
Well, this is the game Bungie's wanted to create. We wanted to fill it with we wanted it to be a living, populated universe filled with people. And to have people, you need to be connected.
Okay, so you have to be online to actually play the game then?
Yes.
Okay, so what can you tell us a little bit about the classes inside the game that players will be able to choose from?
Yeah, so our game is all about player choice. The character that you create is going to be you throughout your adventure. You'll be able to go through all different kinds of, we go from the story mode, that same character goes to the campaign, or to the cooperative modes that we have, and the competitive multiplayer. The first choice you have to make in Destiny is which kind of character class do I want to embody. We have the Titan, the Hunter, and the Warlock. The Hunter is your sort of like silent gunslinger bounty hunter type, so if that's how you like to play, if you like to snipe from a distance, if you find yourself to be a great marksman, you'll choose a Hunter. The Warlock is sort of the connoisseur of the mystical powers of the Traveler, and if that's what you want to be, then you want to be this mysterious Warlock, that's fine too. And the Titan, which is sort of my class, because that's one that I helped create the most. Okay. He's my sort of archetype. I like to go in guns a-blazing. I like to run and gun. I like to, yeah,
I'm damage.
fully armored soldier. That's what I want to be, so I choose Titan.
Okay, that's pretty cool. And what can you tell us a bit about the multiplayer and how the matchmaking system is going to work? Because it seems that it's really fluid in a way that it doesn't interfere with the experience from players joining in.
Yeah, it's a very dynamic experience. We have areas in the game called public spaces. It's where you might be in the middle of a story campaign, and you'll cross paths with other Guardians within the story. And they might be on a similar story mission, they might be in a completely different activity, and the matchmaking is completely seamless. It's all done under the hood. And within these public spaces, we have public events where you have to match up with these players you never expected to meet. And you have to team up together to take down a common enemy, which could be a boss, it could be a tank. And then since you're working together and you have to do these activities as a group, the rewards are even greater. It's cool to know that our loot system, if you all get your own loot streams, you don't need to compete over all the loot, so we don't make you do that in our game. It's also good to know that these modes or this public events, they are completely optional. If you want to play the campaign, if you want to bypass this scenario, you can. If you like to be a lone soldier, it's your option.
But you'll also be able to invite your friends from your friends list into your game to help you out on missions, right?
Definitely. We have fire teams in Destiny, which is you and two of your friends.
Okay, so what can you tell us a little bit about the weapons? There are different types of weapons that you can use in Destiny.
Yes, so in Destiny, we're making more weapons than any other Bungie game ever. Yeah, we have a 3-slot system. We have your primary weapon, which is your rifle. It's the weapon that is kind of your go-to. Most scenarios, you'll use your rifle. It's the weapon that most of our players, as we play test, we notice that they build a connection to that weapon. It's yours, it's a part of you. The second weapon slot, which is your shotguns, it's sort of your like, what's best in this moment in time. So if you're in close quarter, you might want to put a shotgun there. If you're out in the world, if you're a marksman, you might want a sniper rifle in this slot. And then the third slot, which is my favorite, the heavy weapon slot, it's where you do the most amount of damage that you can possibly do on your enemies. Like, how can I rain down as much damage in the shortest amount of time possible? These are your cannons, your rocket launchers, your belt-fed Gatling guns. And all these weapons are customizable and upgradable. They all have their own talent trees.
Oh, that's pretty cool. And you upgrade that weapon through their talent trees by killing enemies, gaining XP, or...
Yeah, so you pick up new weapons by completing missions and defeating your enemies. And you may choose just to upgrade your weapon. Like if you found a weapon you really enjoy, you like the way it feels, you like its scope, you like certain aspects of it, you can keep that weapon and upgrade it over time, or you can choose to get the next best thing. So it's really up to you as the player.
So there's going to be a loot system, and where when you defeat enemies, weapons will fall to the ground, and you can compare it to weapons you already have.
Exactly.
Okay, that's pretty cool. You guys showed off a few missions already. You have the Mars missions, and you also released recently the Moon trailer, which was a big hit. So what can you tell us about creating this mission? How was it to create these missions, create these characters and these enemies that inhabit these places?
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, we wanted to create a familiar story. We wanted people to have a fantasy. Like, when I was younger, I always wanted to be an astronaut. I wanted to go to the moon. But there's something haunting about the moon we created. Like, there's a lost civilization there. Like, it hasn't been inhabited for a long time. But it's silent and beautiful on the surface. But when you dig deeper, you might have seen in the Hive Moon trailer that we have this sort of like cathedral, like beautiful structure underneath, but it's inhabited by these horrific Hive characters that we created, which are basically space zombies. Like you saw, some have magic, some are huge. We have the ogre character, and he's very difficult to beat. And yeah, we just love the solar system. And yeah, the Mars, it's another example of like a really great place that we want to go there. And it's just haunting how abandoned it is in our game.
That's pretty cool. And what can you tell us a little bit, because Destiny is also being developed for the next generation of consoles, right? What can you tell us, how was the process of making a game in the new generation of consoles, and how the new tech helped you make your vision come true?
Well, the new tech just gave us a lot of ideas. We built a proprietary engine from the ground up to support 4 consoles. And those ideas we've brought into the current generation of games. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool. And what can you tell us about localizing the game in Brazil? Do you intend to maybe make subtitles for the game, or maybe even dub it in Portuguese?
That's something that I'll have to get back to you on.
Okay, yeah, it's still early.
I'm an artist. I'm a character artist at Bungie. So yeah, we can get you in contact with the people that have that information.
Okay, but like, do you feel that the people at Bungie would want to do something like that?
Definitely. Like we're here to be with our fans. We love community. We're here to show off our game and to express it with the people that we care about, which is our community.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Even Bungie.net has a really tight-knit community, right? So do you guys take a lot of feedback from the community from when you launch trailers and stuff?
Definitely. We want to hear from our fans. We like to give our fans information and see how they react, but we also like to hear from them. What kind of questions do they have? what would they like to see in a game? Because we're gamers too. We want to make a game that everyone wants to play, and I think that's what we're building with Destiny.
Okay, that's pretty good. Well, I think that's it. Now that's it. All right.
Awesome.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
All right. Então é isso, galera. Para ficar sabendo tudo sobre a Activision, a Bungie, Destiny e tudo da BGS 2013, fica ligado no vgBR.com. Valeu.